Alright guys, here we go with another live trading video where I show you my trades with nothing cut in between. So, I traded a lot today. If you watch the day trading recap video, you'll see that I have over 10 trades today, which is way over my usual. Right out of the gates right here, I'm watching NYSZ. That's my first trade out of the gates, looking for the break of pre-market highs. You can see it on the chart right there. Oh, fantastic. Sure Trader pops up right in my face as I'm ready to take a trade. So you see the volume pouring in. I'm in at 199, and I tried to sell up at 107. You can see right there me trying to hit the bid, or the ask rather. But it just I couldn't sell for some reason, and you can see it kind of starts coming back down. I just go ahead and bail out on the bid. I'm not trying to take any risk. My first trade out of the gates, $15. You know, of course, $10 commission, so leaves me with only $5 of realized profit. But you know that's fine. That's better than a loss right out of the gates. You know. So watching this now, SGRP pops up on the momentum scanner, and so I'm looking at that now. It's moving pretty quickly. I'm trying to find, you know, I don't want to jump into this just like all willy-nilly without like an actual entry, a solid entry, like an actual setup. And so I'm looking, and it's just going up. There is like not really any real setup here. In hindsight, if I would have just gotten in back there when I thought about it, I would have been in much better shape right now. Instead, I'm buying at the break of the whole dollar, and you can see right there it's sort of a false breakout. It goes past 2, but then just reverses and comes back down. So that's not it though. That's not it for SGRP. There's a lot left with that stock. I think the stock ends up, you know, going to a high of like almost $4 if I'm not mistaken. So I end up coming back to this one. You can see I just made like $5 off of it, but after commissions, I'm break even on the day. So I'll just leave this playing for now. Looking at SGRP right here, possible 1 minute pullback setup. So that would be over about 195, and that's where I have my entry is at 195. So let's see if I stick to it. So about 30 seconds left until this candle closes. I really like to see the pullbacks close with a red candle and then break that red candle's high. But sometimes they don't do that. You know, sometimes you get a pullback that just has a bottoming tail, but it closes green. And so it's looking like this is going to close red, which is good. And so I'll wait for that before I get in. So you can see this kind of breaking down toward 160-ish. It's got a lot of strength though, and you'll see in a second here, even though it's breaking down, it's ready to move. This is a sleeping giant right here, I'm telling you. Okay, so sitting at 170, and you can see the volume kind of coming back in a little bit more. It's just a little bit of buying, a little bit of green, you know, 1,700 share buyer right there. And there's the volume. There it is. It's coming in now. And that's what you like to see. The green. The red is not good. We don't want a candy cane, you know? We want just all green. And so I'm just going to let this play. I'm trying to be as thorough as possible with these videos, and so I realize that I sort of skip around a lot. Instead, I'm just going to let them play. You know, if they're long, so be it. You don't have to watch the whole thing, but there are going to be people who do want to see all of it, you know? So I'm just going to let this play. So you can see right here that 1 minute setup didn't work out too well. And is it going to break that point? And am I going to get in? So you can see here it's coming up to that level. So I guess I'm thinking at this point, okay, over $2 perhaps. Just because there's a lot of resistance there, and maybe I'm just thinking I don't want to jump into a false breakout. So I'm in. Oh no, I missed it. Oh man, I missed the entry. Look at that. Look at that. Ah, that's so frustrating. Okay. So I missed that entry. I guess I just looked away for a second. That was very annoying though to watch. So you can see right there though that it resolved pretty well. You know, the break of $2, definitely a nice pop there. And so if I would have gotten in, sold up at like 218-ish, that would have been great. So you can see here the strength is continuing. And at this point I'm thinking, okay, so this stock definitely has a lot of strength still, but I need to find a good place to get in. I can't just jump in without a good setup. And so I'm watching, and I'm just gonna let this keep playing, okay? So what's this gonna do here? So at this point, you know, based off of the chart, I would look to get in for the break of high of day, which just happened. But is it gonna resolve though? Is it actually gonna break out? Not really, no. But here we go. So we got a 1 minute pullback happening right here. So this is a great opportunity to get in. If you missed that opportunity right there, this would be a great spot to get in. A 1 minute pullback. Okay. A lot of traders recognize it, and a lot of traders are gonna either buy up that 1 minute candle, or they'll wait for that candle to close and then buy for the break of that 1 minute candle. So let's see what's gonna happen here. 134 or 234 would be that break, and so I got my position ready right there. You can see I'm listening to my Mozart every single morning faithfully. All right, so 55. So this candle's about to close red. Let's see if I'll get in. And I'm in. Up. I'm trying to sell at 42. Not getting filled. So I just end up bailing out at 37. And you can see here it's up, down, up, down. It's very, very choppy. A very difficult stock to trade, but so look at that. If I would have just held it, oh my gosh. Oh no. So I thought it was going to halt, and look what I just did. Look at that. I'm down $175, almost $200, but I'm thinking, okay, this has a lot of potential. I'm not going to sell this. I'm not going to freak out and sell, right? And be red, almost $200 on the day. I'm going to hold this and let it break back up past 3. If it does that, boom, I'm going to sell and I'm out, right? So there it goes. So I sold, couldn't sell on the bid, or on the ask rather. I couldn't sell on the ask, so I just ended up bailing out on the bid. 308. So a pretty decent win. And you can see right here, it's very choppy. There it is again. It's about to halt, but it doesn't. And it's super, super strange. I don't think this stock halted once today. And that's just not, I don't understand how. That's just like the mystery. You know, it's a mystery to me how some stocks halt so easily and some don't halt. You know, it looks like it's about to halt, but it just doesn't. And so at this point, you know, $90, $40 commissions. I'm up $50 in the day. So let's see what happens here. I just got in for, where did I get it in? I'm gonna rewind that. What did I just do? So what am I doing? I mean, I made some profit, but what's happening here? So we're at 137. There's not any real candle chart setup going on. Let's see what I'm doing here. So possibly, yep. Okay, so I'm getting in at the break of the $0.50. So that's also a good entry. You know, it's a good place to get in if the stock is running and you don't want to just hop in the half dollar and the whole dollar are good places because that's oftentimes where shorts cover. And so they'll cover their positions at the half dollar and the whole dollar, which of course is great for long bias traders because that makes the stock go even higher, you know? The same way when we sell when long buyers bail out on the bid, that's great for short sellers, right? Because we're pushing the stock down, and that's what they want. So on the contrary, if shorts are covering, it's pushing the stock up, which is great for us. So half dollars, whole dollars, great entries. So you can see here I'm watching it. Very choppy, extremely choppy. But I'm seeing the buying and I'm in, right? Look at that. I tried to sell. It's so annoying. So annoying. I tried to sell on the ask. Couldn't get filled. So I ended up bailing out on the bid. Now, I could have just as easily held the stock once again, right? And it's up to 65 on the bid and 67 on the ask. That would have been a much nicer profit. But it's just one of those things. When it's this choppy, you just have to be quick because you don't know what it's going to do. And for me as a beginner trader right now, I don't feel comfortable holding through this chop. I feel comfortable taking positions, very quick positions, in and out. But I don't feel comfortable holding through like these pullbacks and stuff. That one pullback you saw a second ago where I was down almost $200, oh my gosh, my heart was beating like 200 beats per second. I mean, or per minute rather, not second. 200 beats per minute. And I was just, man, oh man, I was so filled with adrenaline afterwards. That was very, very, I had to work very hard to remain composed and tell myself, you know what? Don't worry. This is gonna go back up to the upside, and you just sell when it breaks through the whole dollar. Because we know there's going to be a pop. If it breaks through the whole dollar, we know it's going to pop, right? And so just sell when it does that. And that's exactly what I did. So I'm up $135 on the day, $50 commissions, leaves me at about, $85? So not bad. Not bad at all. But it's not over yet, though. Still got one more trade on SGRP, okay? So I'm looking to get in break of high of day, 365. I should have bought. Okay, I did. I bought right there. See what happens. Okay. I'm gonna hold it. Here's another one. I'm holding it because I'm thinking to myself. Let me just pause it. I'm thinking to myself. Okay, I've got $135 of profit. Not the biggest cushion in the world, but it's still a cushion nonetheless. And so I'm willing to sacrifice the profit that I've made today to make more money. And that was my philosophy, right? And so you can see right there my unrealized up and down. Once again, I had to work very hard to maintain my composure through this pullback right here. But you can see the stock is still very strong. You see a lot of buying, a lot of people holding this stock up. And there it is. Toward the upside, I end up selling on the bid again. Tried to sell on the ask, didn't get filled, so I very quickly reversed it and sold on the bid. So that put me up 213 on the day. And you know, if you watched my day trading recap video, you know that I didn't close the day 213. I closed the day like, I don't know, 155. With $100 in commissions, and so I actually closed the day in the green, only 55, but you know it's still green. So I'm gonna fast forward just a little bit now that you got to see that whole entire segment there, all the SGRP trades. I'm gonna fast forward here just a little bit. So SAEX was right after. So SAEX. Let's see what this is right here. Okay, the chart's up. So I'm looking to get in at 350. Now, okay, so back to the analogy I used yesterday. I need to get better at just anticipating to get in earlier because it only makes sense that if I believe that this stock is going to go up, right, to 350 and break through 350 and go even higher, if I believe that that's going to happen, then why would I not get in earlier? You know? So let's see what happens here. Break of high of day would be about 338-ish. So that would have been a good entry right there. You see all that buying coming through? That would have been an excellent entry. And I would have already been up 12 cents by the time it got to the 350 mark. And then when it popped through 350, I could have sold it once it got through 350, right? Or if it showed more strength, just held it and then sold it, maybe even up to $4. So look at how fast that happened though. And I bought at high of day, quickly sold, told myself, you know what, I'm not going to hold this any longer. And I'm glad I didn't, because I got out at 340. You can see this is already down to 320 right now, 322. I mean, can you imagine if I would have just held that? Bye-bye profits for the day. So I'm glad I sold when I did. But it goes back to, I don't know if I hit on this point yesterday, but I would much rather buy early and anticipate the break, right? So that when it gets up to that break, if it doesn't go through, if it can't go through that breaking point, then I can always sell and I can still make profit, right? As opposed to buying at the break, it doesn't go through and I end up losing money. Or it goes through and I make a little bit of money, but if I would have bought early, then I would have made even more money. So, you know, I hope that makes sense, but that's sort of my philosophy with this, and that's what I need to get better at. It's just getting into these trades earlier, especially when you see them moving like this, you know. So my last I have two more trades actually. So the next trade I think was on, let me fast forward here. Okay, there it is, Archon. So next trade was on Archon, and this was a bad trade altogether. I either should have gotten in earlier, or I just shouldn't have gotten in at all. I think I ended up jumping in for the halt. So it was a circuit breaker halt, and I jumped in before the halt. So I'm looking at this right here, and I see a lovely 1 minute pullback happening. So over, I would say about 184. I don't know what, about 182, 183. That would be a nice entry because we have that pullback right there. And 183 would be the break of high of day, and it would be the break of that. And we had a pullback, right? And so a lot of traders are buying right there, buying up the pullback. And so let's see what happens. If I would have gotten in there, let's see what happens. And I even have my trade at 182. I just didn't buy it though. I didn't trust the setup, and I need to trust the setup. I need to trust that other trades are looking at the same thing, you know? Wait, jeez, I completely missed that. I'm sure you guys saw it and you're just shaking your head. I'm so busy looking at the chart and looking at the time and sales, I didn't even see that I bought up here at 182. Okay, so you know what? I stand corrected. So I did buy. Oh, I see. Okay, I get it. Well, as you can see here, I clearly bought at high day again. So this right here, guys, is the problem with not buying a real setup. The problem with not buying a real setup is that this happens where you're just buying in the middle of a candle in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Look. So I'm down and I'm trying to sell on the ask. Maybe I can get out, cheat my way out on the ask is what I'm thinking, you know, make 2 cents. And it starts breaking down. I'm down $20. And I'm thinking to myself, man, oh man, why did I get myself into this situation? I should have just not bought, right? And so I'm watching it. Listen, it's so slow right now. I don't think any more volume's coming into this stock. So I just need to go ahead and sell, right? If it's not going to work, then just sell. If it doesn't break out immediately, then that's a good indicator that it's probably not, especially when it's breaking down. And besides, this stock only has 185,000 shares of volume. And look at this. The moment I sold it, it starts breaking down even more. So I'm glad I sold it when I did. 176, only a 4-cent loss. This ends up dropping down, even lower. So very glad that I sold when I did. But lesson learned, very bad setup. If I was going to buy, I should have bought either at a pullback or I should have bought perhaps when it got closer to $2 to anticipate the break of the whole dollar. That would have been a better setup. But the best setup would have been a pullback, some type of chart setup. So that's that. Let's see what else we got here. I'm going to go fast forward. So OSN, I was kind of watching that one, but it just seemed really weird to me. So I ended up not being able to get in. I don't know what the message was. I had the buying power, but it said like no current something. I don't know. So my last trade on the day. Well, no, sorry. I told you I definitely overtraded today. So Rave. I traded Rave. So Rave was actually a stock. Okay, that's the stock that I bought. I bought for the halt, the circuit breaker halt. And so this comes into a halt. Bought it at 21, and you can see I'm just going to fast forward here. So this should open at 10:02:19. You can see, let's just watch. Okay, so I'm going to pause it. So my average is 221, and this doesn't open up. Here's the thing. The stock, I think this is like a restaurant. Yeah, it's in the restaurant sector. I'm not even quite familiar with that. I don't know the stocks that well in the restaurant sector, I really don't think people are actively trading like McDonald's and stuff like that, We're more interested in the tech stocks and the cryptocurrencies and like the shippers and stuff like that. Things of that nature. But the restaurant, I don't know. So that should have been my first red flag. This stock didn't have any news. They haven't posted news since like 2016 or sometime late last year or early last year. I don't know. So I don't know why it's even popping up. But you can see here, I tried to sell. Well, no, I sold at 218. So I ended up taking a 3-cent loss. Going back a little bit, I think I was just going to hold it for a second, hoping that it might break, to high of day and break upward, but it didn't. So 15 or 20 bucks down, that put me down to 130 on the day. And at this point, I told myself, listen, Joshua, you have officially overtraded. This is getting bad. And look at Rave, goes up for a second, and so everything's 2020 in hindsight. I'm not going to get upset about it. I could have sold up there at 230, but this stock could have very easily have broken down back to 160, right? Just as easy as it broke up to 230, it could have went the opposite direction. So I'm not upset. Last trade was once more on SGRP. So there's Sure Trader giving me some warnings. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So SGRP. Go back here. Okay, so SGRP, you can see right there. Bought it at, okay, never mind. I was looking at something else. So I'm buying it for the break of the $0.50. Bought it at 348 in anticipation of that break. Got filled at 347, 500 shares. And so you see it breaks through there, goes up a little bit. I was able to sell at 352. You know, quick couple of bucks, 5-cent gain, not too bad. You can see right there, I tried to sell at 354, didn't get filled. So at this point, I'm thinking, you know what, $55 on the day. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I'm closing the day green. This week, other than my one mistake, my trigger finger, you know, other than that one day, I'm 100% green on the week. And that's a very big accomplishment for me, even if it's like small trades. So, guys, that's it for today. I hope this was helpful. I know this is a much longer live trading recap. That's just because I traded a lot more today. So I'm going to get this posted here, but I'll see you guys again on Monday. Well, no, actually Tuesday, because Monday is Martin Luther King Day, so the markets are closed. So I'll see you on Tuesday, and I'm looking forward to the great opportunities that we'll get on Tuesday, and I will take advantage of them, and hopefully I get some good trades in so I can show you guys, and we can learn how to trade these markets together, okay? So I'll see you guys on Monday, and Tuesday. I'll see you on Tuesday. All right, back with another live trading video. So take care, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.